Good morning, Tim Reed.
Well, good morning.
So and it's funny that Hula Hoop Fred is from Rome.
Very fitting.
Every once in a while makes it in and always helps us out with our toy drives and the water drive.
The water
And just
drive.
out of the blue, Fred will show up. Like today I looked over and I'm like, oh, Fred, you're here today. Then he spent 20 minutes trying to plug his headphones in. And
It don't work.
If you're watching on TV, right, there's only one ear. And he was trying to come up with the connectors to make the whole thing work, and now they're broken. Look at them.
Yep.
I feel bad. They're broken headphones. Are they our headphones or they're his?
No, they're not. They're not
Yeah,
ours.
he broke them.
No, he brought them. Maybe we can get him some duct tape or something.
I thought we could give him some headphones.
Oh,
no,
yeah,
we'll get him some duct tape. We'll duct tape those ears. All right, and Hula Hoop was with us and really put in some big hours for the water drive.
Exactly.
And it was very helpful.
Yeah, that was what, February, March?
I guess so. It
Yeah.
seems like it was
Wow.
so
It was a long time
ago.
ago, but it was. I looked it up on the.
So if you think back, we planned to send a truck of water. That was the truckload of water.
Small steak truck.
Turned into our guy that donated his services, the truck driver, Bill, and then Shenantries and Utica. Everybody got involved.
Mm-hmm.
And we ended up with several truckloads being sent out. And after it was all said and done, there was a New York State Broadcasters Award over the event, which is really kind of cool. Which I wouldn't normally talk about, but in this case, you have something you want to add on that.
Right. So we actually want to bring this award out. We're going to be going out to Flint, Michigan on Friday. We're going to be running the Crim race there. The Crim race in Flint is very similar to the Boilermaker in Utica.
Yeah.
The amount of civic pride that they have in regards to it. So we've got around 20 folks. We're going to be taking a Bernie bus out there, and
It's really cool.
we're going to run. And they're just there's only 2 races in the country that are going to support Flint.
Were you planning this before we did the water drive, or is this a result of the water drive?
This is a result of the water
Okay,
drive.
that's cool.
And
just showing support.
Exactly. So
You know
it's
that
us
water
and-
thing. It's out of the news, but it hasn't gone away.
No, so I think the first people are getting set to go to jail, as a
Yeah,
matter of fact.
it's crazy, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
So you'll go out, and some will. Is everybody running the race, or
some are running. We have a few that are just going
Spectators.
just to go as supporters. They're
that's
going to
cool.
set up our tailgate. We're going to bring a bunch of Utica products
Nice.
to show off to those Midwesterners.
Yeah, that's really cool.
Yeah.
And you'll take the. What would be cool?
I'd
is
like
we
to take the award.
can get some pictures with people from out there, and the fact that it was a really cool event, and it just it was one of these where you bring up the idea, and I remember you were the first person I called on.
Yeah, thanks.
And then we got Tom involved over
Yeah.
Utica Mac, and then Shenantries involved, and then it just then Manaski's like, "What are you doing? You didn't. What is going on here?" And it exploded, right? It turned into such a huge event.
It really, really was. And thank you for all the hours that you put in there, loading the trailer over at Chenantries. But yeah, it was an event that just kind of took off on its own.
So again, it was the people though in the community that just came out in droves in over at Chenantries, and really it just was the response was incredible, and it shows you what kind of community we live in.
And I think the other thing, too, is, and I know we've talked about this, Bill, was the idea of the human touch. You know, the easiest way for us to have done it would have been you buy a little token, and then Nirvana could have shipped it
to
all.
me, this is very interesting about us and about human nature. So talk about this observation.
So, the easiest – sometimes the way logistics works isn't necessarily the way that you're going to have success.
Right.
And – the easiest way for us to have done would be for somebody to spend, what was it, $2.99 or whatever the amount was for the case of water, buy the chit. We could have collected them all, sent it on to Nirvana. They could have sent 3 tractor trailer loads of water, whatever. And I think it would have been a
We were
failure.
actually coming up with an idea to make it easier because it would have been
to make it easy for
and oh, by the way, we could have purchased the water out there and
Yep.
never had to do any of this.
Exactly.
But
But-
people didn't want to do that.
You just saw, you saw these. I just remember this elderly woman who was pushing a shopping cart with like 10 cases of water and pushing it forward.
There's more.
Just that's
What's
was
that?
the key.
There were actually, I saw like some with one, others like there was 12 in the basket,
Yeah.
and then another 9 shoved underneath. And these people are like, you think, oh, they're in their golden years, so you don't think they have the muster.
Which is 45 for hula hoop, by the
Yeah,
way.
45.
Just for the record.
But just goes to show you, like, you got single parents coming with their 6-year-old kid. I want to teach him.
Right. There was
How
a,
to
there was
get
a
back.
there was a lesson for kids, but it was also you wanted to physically put the water
Yes.
in
Yeah.
because you wanted to be a part of it, and
Yes.
that was an interesting observation. So when we tried to say no, just you can just give money and we'll you'll they didn't want to do that. They wanted that money to be low.
I
that
think the
water.
person receiving it, like hula hoop or whatever it is, became the representation of the people in Flint.
And Will too, I should say. Will was
Will,
was a
yeah.
huge. I mean, the entire crew over there at.
I mean, they ran, and there was a
Utica
couple
Mac.
times Shenatries just ran out of water.
And then, I feel like I'm not mentioning people because they used to have a list of people. But the trucking company, too, they were huge.
Oh, yeah, that's, well, first I want to say Nirvana, too, was a big help.
Nirvana, yeah.
And then they're right down the road here, I think.
Teal.
Teals.
Yeah.
Yes. thank you.
Teals. And their people were great. And then, the truck drive. I mean, we could go on and on about this thing. It really was. It built. And now you're capping it off with a trip out there and support. Almost like there's a bond between us and Flint.
So there's only two. I was saying there's only 2 races that are going out there to support them. It's us and the Boston Marathon.
Okay.
So
Wow. And the Boston
kinda
Marathon is as well. Cool.
nice. But they are so excited we're coming out there because one of the problems with Flint is they've been scared that they've been forgotten. Although I see in the Olympics the female boxer, she won for the second time the gold.
Yeah.
She's from Flint. I mean,
Oh,
Flint's
okay.
tough. It's the second poorest city in the country for a city its size.
For a larger city.
It's a tough city.
Yeah.
And
They're about Utica's size, right? They're
they're 104,000.
Oh, they are. All right, so about double the size.
But, it's a
They're old
classic-
Utica.
They're old Utica.
Yeah,
But it was a big GM city. All the heavy industry left, and all the people that are left are the poor. So
interesting. So you'll take the award.
I will. We'll
it.
take a lot of
Yeah.
we'll take a lot of pictures
All right.
and send them back to you guys and whatever it is. And
All right,
we're
good stuff.
we're
I
excited.
like it.
Yeah, thank you.
And I like what you guys are doing. I think it's really a great gesture to go out there, and it'll be a good time too. I'm assuming.
Oh yeah, we'll have good times.
Yeah, I have a
we'll
feeling you will.
represent the city well.
I figured you would.